And we are back. We'll lock the 300C up. Check out these new indicators I got off eBay, like 15 quid. Absolute bargains, but welcome back to the channel and welcome back to classic fruit salad. Very nice. The 300C looking just low and black. I actually sort of might have got slightly stuck on this on the way in. Now that's not very high, shows how low this car is. But we're actually on our way to JW Auto Shine. He's bought a new car. It's a nice one. Here we are. JW Auto Shine Mobile Shop. Right, just through here. Here he is. Now I've already gone round the car with Jason, so I will point that out. And mate, I'm about it. Although I'll probably put it as the title, we're not going to do some like unveiling thing. What I want to say straight away though is, I think, how did we get to this point? Because of course you love an Escort. Yeah. So how did we get here? There's a big old story behind everything, isn't there?
Well, everyone knows what happened in December and the loss of the Series 1. So I guess for me, I didn't want another Series 1. I think for me, I will always love them. They'll always be my pinnacle of Escort. They always will be, because they could make big power, the heritage of homologation rally, blah,
the
blah,
RS
blah.
badge.
People
love an RS badge.
It's all about me. It's very much what I love.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to go down that road again, because it was fourth car. It would have been the fourth Series 1. And I think that dilutes how special they would have felt. Yeah. And the last three have all been special in their own way. One was 1,500 quid when I was a nipper.
That's ridiculous.
One was an absolutely minter that was just an accidentally bought car that I ended up having to sell back to a family member. Yeah. And the third one was the pinnacle. Yeah. And it ended up meeting a sad demise. Yeah. So I was having a conversation with my wife, as you do, and she's still a bit of a petrol head. So we were chatting. I was like, I really would love a 16i, and we kind of said that back in March, April, May time when the show season kicked off. And then I started doing that stupid thing of searching the internet for one, like looking.
Oh, let's just have a nose.
And there's just nothing around. And it was either really crazy money for stuff that I wouldn't part that kind of money for, or they were left-hand drive restoration projects. And though the gap was so severe that I kind of just switched off from it and then got my head back into work and kind of forgot about them. One Sunday morning, I'm in my garden having a coffee, and I thought I'd just click old Facebook up, and on one of the smaller car Ford sites, obviously there are millions of them now on Facebook. There's RS this, Escort that, Mark III Escort this. And this popped up, and it was just sat in a barn, looking a bit sorry for, not barn, sorry, it was just sat in a garage. It was looking a bit.
But it looked like a barn find. It
looked like a bit of a barn find,
yeah.
And the description seemed to be very honest, and it was very much, please come and have a look at it. We're not asking thousands and millions of pounds for it. We just want to come and have a look at it.
Yeah. And then you judge how bad it is.
And I was
in
like,
your right.
oh, it's white. It's a bit of me. I'm instantly attached to the idea of talking to this man. He's left his phone number, like a proper gentleman, on the advert. Unlike, you've got to go through Marketplace. I can't
PM
do
me.
Marketplace.
Oh,
yeah.
don't even, yeah.
So I've just copy-paste WhatsApp and just sent him a quick message to say, look mate, it's a family day for me today. I'm off out on some birthday parties today with the family, but I'd love to touch base with you tonight. Genuine bio, genuine interested party. Come back to me that day. We had a nice conversation on the telephone, and I said, I can tell you now, I'm buying this car after a 20-minute conversation with him.
Yeah, nice.
The backstory was nice. He'd had it for 12 and a half years, and he bought it off of a mate by accident, and it was kind of like he just was at his mate's house and was like, I like that, he bought it. And he already had in his possession his 1990 RS Turbo that he bought brand new. 33 years ago. Bought it in his 20s, the guy's in his 50s. And it was a blue one.
Oh, very nice.
So he had it paint matched by the brochure for Ford Credit at the time. The colour of the car was sat next to this, and then to the right of it was an XR3 in Sunburst. So he's a clear fan.
Yeah, he likes them.
And I had to ask him on the telephone after seeing all these videos and pictures, why? Why are you getting rid of such a nice thing? And the questions were then in my mind like, this ain't wrong.
Is there something legit about this? Yeah.
Anyway, the conversation transpired, lots of videos and photos and lots of chatter for the next 3 days, whereby I then just sent him a deposit.
Because this is the point where you sent me a picture, or you showed me a picture.
I don't send pictures to people until I'm...
Yeah, and I was actually on my way away with the family And I was like, this is why we're here, and I didn't come with you to get it, because since that picture, I sort of knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then that's how it sort of went down, wasn't it?
So, cutting a long story short, I forgot my passport. I lost my passport for my kids.
Big old.
Drove to Scotland. If you know me socially on socials, you'll know what happened. I went to Scotland and had to do a passport application.
We live on the Isle of Wight, just saying that now, and passports.
I found out at 5:30 at night that I needed my passports for 3 days' time.
So drove to Scotland to get passports.
So that night, after my pasta, I got in the transit and drove to Scotland to the passport office. And then arrived there in the shop van as well, by the way.
In the van that's out there that you've just seen, yeah?
And I slept in there.
Yeah.
in the
Doesn't get any worse.
In the Glaswegian car park.
Yeah, love it.
Anyway, that all happened.
Yep.
I'm on my way home. I may as well go and have a look at this car that I put a deposit on.
Essex is literally around the corner from Scotland, isn't it? So
I drove from Scotland a lot of the way down to here in the middle, like Birmingham kind of way, and got my head down. It's now 48 hours in. I've been awake for 48 hours and I've drove 872 miles.
Oh my God.
And I've gone to sleep. And I text Darren and said, long story short, mate, I'm on the mainland. I'm 200 miles away from you tomorrow. I'll get up and I'll drive to yours, and we can seal the deal on this car. Can't collect it. Darren's going away on holiday. I'm obviously going away on holiday. We'll reconvene afterwards, but I'd love to lay my own eyes on the car. I spent 7 minutes looking around it because I also had a ferry to catch at 6 p.m. I am now at Clacton. If you know where Clacton is, the very end of the A12 near the sea.
Literally.
So I'm there, and I've got to go down the A12, down the M25, down the A3 to the boat. I've got 2.5 hours left to do that in. So I literally had a 7-8 minute conversation. I ran round it, chucked my hands in all the rusty, horrible areas, and was like, it's solid. I'll have it. I'll see you in 2 weeks. I'm going to France. He's going away. We'll catch up then. You were going away the day I was going to go collect it. So I literally come back from France and then got back, unpacked my suitcase, and then the next morning, come to work, and then 3 o'clock in the evening, drove up with the van and trailer, and we went and picked it up.
And here it is. So, yeah, what a story behind just picking the frigging thing up.
Not an easy summer, let me tell you.
No. What we will do though is, of course, show you around the car. This is its current state. You have cleaned it. You've done a few bits to it.
If you follow my socials, I'll send you some snippets as well. It was pretty, just dirty.
Yeah.
Like, and it was just because I think, and like he said to me, he pointed out some bird poo that had been on there since 2016.
Oh my God.
He's like, I've never hoovered it.
Oh.
Just didn't care.
Shut that. Oh. He's never...
Basically, I don't think he wanted to wash it and get reattached.
Yeah.
It's the vibe I got.
I feel like, because of what you said, and we spoke about this a minute ago, it sounded like it wasn't something he needed to do or wanted to do, but it was going to happen to fund something else, and that was the big thing.
Yeah.
I feel like this car probably wasn't for sale for a very long time until he's like, no, I need the money.
And then we had a very emotional evening. I went out with a couple of friends, Will, Georgia, we got there, and we were buzzing, obviously. And we got there, it was just coming under dusk, so I'd already seen the car, so I was not too fast. Got the car on the trailer, and his neighbours came out to say goodbye to the car.
Oh, mate, don't even go there. Mate, no way.
Then the shopkeeper came out, and I was like, we need to get this car on the damn trailer. I was like, I've paid him the money.
Sentimental at that point then.
Yeah, and then the neighbours are shouting over saying, take care of it. And then I'm shaking hands with Darren for the 5th time, and on the last occasion he's bubbling up and he's like, just gonna have to go, and he just went.
Oh mate.
And I was like, oh, this is like,
I think, yeah,
it was a killer.
Goosebumps. Every single car enthusiast out there never wants to go through that. And I feel like we've all done it though.
Yeah.
We might not have known at the time.
Next day he apologised and said,
I'm sorry. What a good guy though. That's
sorry
awesome.
For yesterday, a bit emotional. I was like, look mate, I could tell that. I could tell the feelings run deep with this car. And that's beautiful. It's a lovely story.
Yeah.
And he was the most honest car seller I've ever dealt with in my life. He Do you know what? He's not touched on it. There's some paint losses in areas and seals and in the boot, and do you know, he's not touched it. He's just said, I'd rather you just see it how it was.
Yeah,
like
that's nice.
It wasn't washed, it wasn't prepped, it was how you might have ended up buying one 15 years ago for £2.5 grand.
Old school version of buying a car.
Just rocking up and taking your chances on it. Yeah, that'll be alright.
Yeah.
And he said to me, like, back in the day, it had a coat of paint. It is believed that it's got all its own panels, which is all lovely as well.
Unreal for an old Escort these days.
Let me show you around it.
Yeah.
Let's start with the grubby bit. So the vehicle was believed to be, and we've now checked it out, Z-party from you. And the Fordies amongst you will know what that means. So basically, these days, we're so concerned about the paint, we ceramic coat cars and we protect them. Back then, it was corrosion that killed cars. So they had blooming great paint, but the corrosion control was terrible, especially for new Fords. So they Z-parted them, and that is what is beneath this oily, waxy layer.
Yeah.
It's just holding on to the dirt.
So that's a bit you've actually taken off.
We're just giving it a little wipe to have a look.
What the deal is.
I feel like replacing it. Anyway, so it's on its original tray, it's on its original chassis legs, it's on its original inner wings, flitches, front panel. It's just original.
It's a survivor car, which is what we said a minute ago. Survivor cars are
far and few
unreal. You are not finding cars like that.
I spoke to a few of my Ford mates while you were away, Martin, George, Jimmy, all the relative people, and they said, Jay, it's only original once.
Yeah, you ain't.
And there isn't a truer sentiment said. Yeah, cool. We all know that between me and my friends, this could be a show.
This could be unreal. Yeah, yeah.
But there's something to be said for cars that have made it this far in life without that.
Yeah.
So it still has these, which are fragile.
Fragile.
Twin coils. We've had many breakdowns. If you've been following this on my socials for the last 3 weeks, I've had a hell of a laugh.
And we haven't even been a part of it, but we will be, because, you know, we're here now.
Down at night time, daytime, you name it, I've broken down. I went to a flipping show 2 weeks ago, didn't even make it home.
Oh.
Anyway.
Ain't that part of old car ownership?
And for me, the best thing for me is it needs me.
Yeah.
I feel like it needs me to keep her alive.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
It needs the Escort knowledge.
It needed someone that can be asked.
Yes, yeah.
Because a lot of people, I think, nowadays would see this car and they would go one of two ways. They'd do the full restoration, pull it apart, put it back in, it will never run. Now, I know that's happened to a few people. You start messing with the Cagetronic, the coils, the ECU setup, anything for that matter, it's so fragile. You take it apart and you lose something, you ain't getting it again.
No.
Of course, there are careful ways of doing it. Of course, it's been done to death. But for me, I just want to jump in it on a Sunday, go for a mooch for my nipper, get an ice cream, go home.
Yeah.
I think there's more important things for me at the minute. Certainly, it may get done one day, but for the moment, I've got no plans to restore it. So for me, I think at the moment, I don't have an urgency to restore it. I am quite happy with it looking like they did when I was 19. And just cracking on and buying them and enjoying them.
It's a very easy thing to get away with it.
It's not me skimping out. We all know that it is sending my OCD through the roof.
Because you really want to clean that engine bay.
I was at a classic car venue this Sunday, and I showed like a handful of people that came up and saw it, and they were like, leave it. Yeah. And they're all driving around proper it's done to death. Like, fair enough, commission it, which is what I've done. That camber and water pump done. Leads, plugs, etc. We found out why it wouldn't run. It kept conking out, and it was cutting power to these. So these weren't the problem that everyone in the world blames the tin coils. There's a lot that goes on before them. It's the power supply.
Right.
So relay was getting hot, cut the power. It sounded like an anti-lagged rally car. It's hilarious. It was going bang, 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 and then it would just die. Then you have to sit the side road for half an hour, wait for the electrics to cool down, and it would fire up.
For the best,
That's fixed. I've done a bit of a fuel setup myself, just on smell and idle and feel of the car. I haven't had it on a CO meter yet. I've just been messing around with the fuel myself because I know how to do it. And I've now got it starting on the button. So, happy. Going inside the car, you'll see also that, again...
Can I just point something out that you just taught me? Metal door handle?
Yeah, metal door handle, early Mark III Escort.
Fantastic, love it.
Short roof rails, only Mark III Escort.
You love it, didn't you?
The trim is exceptional. So this isn't restored trim, this is just trim
as
that's
it
survived.
is. Yeah.
So it's got, I think this bolster's been bleached by the sun. Happens all the time.
Yeah.
But in actual fact, the feel of
they
them
are
good.
absolutely lovely, aren't they?
Steering wheel hasn't been restored. It's original. Pioneer system.
So this is something I wanted to point out. This is so cool. So you believe this to be an aftermarket OEM Ford thing, yeah?
Yeah. So you could like get your dealer. So I'm told by someone I spoke to on the weekend. I don't know how true this is, but it was a very well-known system to be fitted in a car in the early 80s.
Right.
So it had a graphic equaliser.
Just there. Look at that. How sick is that?
Under here.
Under here. Look at this under here.
Which I only
so
noticed.
nerdy.
I hit it with a Hoover.
Oh, did you? Oh, look at that.
An amplifier.
Amplifier.
The car was spec'd with an electric aerial from the factory.
As she goes up. Here it is. So that goes up, which is nice.
It's all working.
Yeah. Even, and we'll point this out, look at these speakers in the back, which would have been with the kit.
It was with the kit. So it was an off-the-shelf kit. Probably was.
These.
I wouldn't like to say how much it was. Maybe what was that worth as a system? Like $299 maybe back then.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Like,
but when the car
a
was
ton of money. The car was £6
grand, 200, 300 quid's a lot of money on a sound system in one of these.
If you know how much this would have cost,
let us know in the comments below. I want to know.
If you were fitting audio to cars back then, I would also love to know how true a sentiment it would have been that Fords would have passed this off to someone to get a...
Yeah.
Because at the time, 1983, you couldn't very easily specify a digital output radio. They were medium wave, long wave FM with a dial in the middle, tone. That's it.
Yeah.
Now on RS Turbo, they brought out a digital radio, which was an upgrade. So there was this lull period, a bit like in transits where you get Apple CarPlay and you don't.
Yeah.
There was this period of time where you could go and get this.
Yeah.
And I like to sleep at night knowing that's a fact.
Yeah,
So-
I'd like to think that's a fact, yeah.
I have no idea. But
Let us know if you do.
I hope it is.
Yeah, I
So
hope it is too, because it's really cool. Like, really cool.
They wouldn't have made that fit over that speaker.
No. In a Escort of this generation parcel shelf.
I just wouldn't normally keep this kind of thing, you know me.
Yeah, you'd want that out, but I think that's next level.
You cannot take that away. I've even left the dust on it. I can't even.
I can't even wipe them down.
It looks fantastic.
So outside though, body kit wise, it's as it is. It's as it should be.
It's got the overriders in the right place. It's got a spoiler.
Little exhaust. We'll do a start up in a minute. Show you guys what it is.
Gen speed exhaust.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the stainless part system. Yeah. Former flats. Correct era.
Look at this. Nerdy. Love it.
Don't know what brand that is on the top of there, but it's got one.
I like these. I know a lot of people out there might not, but I love these deflectors.
They've wax oiled everything.
And these rust. Mine are relatively rusty on mine. We've been through this.
You clean that off, it's going to be like brand new under there.
Yeah.
But yeah, whether I bother, don't reckon so. I don't. And if I do, as I'll try and do that
break it on the way out. Yeah.
If I do, it ain't going to be for a long time.
Yeah.
It's for me. I'm actually just pleased to be back on my free Escort.
Yeah.
Like it brings me too much joy, and I'm not willing to have a nice September, October evening away from it if I can have it out. Because the minute it gets on that ramp and comes to bits, we all know it's
going full on. Yeah.
You're 15 grand deep.
Yeah.
Because that's what will happen.
And then you don't want to drive it.
And then you don't want to drive it. I mean, I still drove the other one, but
it was still a thing where, if I get it back and I put it on the ramp.
Remember when we first went out on it and my attitude towards going so slow in it?
Yeah.
I was like, what have I done this for?
Yeah.
Equally, I also loved how nice it looked, and Martin did a fantastic job.
Because putting it on a ramp at a show and seeing underneath it and going, oh my god, I've never seen one that clean.
Let's get it out of my system. Let's get using it, have some fun in it.
And then see where it goes.
And then see if I can be bothered maybe in the future. But for now, no pressure. I just want to enjoy it. And for me, I don't want to upset my other cars, but it does drive really well. As in, it feels the tightest.
Yeah.
Mark III Escorts they've just got a habit of being a bit wandery and a bit crap.
They do, don't they? Yeah. A bit crap, yeah.
Do you know what? I was talking to someone the other day, and please comment below if you agree. I reckon that when the LSDs in the Series 1 start to go a bit loose, that's what affects the tractability and the straight line feel in those cars.
I probably agree with that actually.
No LSD.
Yeah.
And when you go out in it, you'll come back buzzing.
Yeah.
Because it feels like you could go. It needs another 100 horsepower because it just wants to go around the corners.
Just go crazy in it. Yeah.
So
it's got that poise from one of these era cars. The other thing I'm going to say is, for years we spoke about you buying one of these.
Yeah, I mean, I had the Sunburst Red Rep, didn't I?
Yeah.
And
we did on the channel years ago.
I loved that thing.
Yeah.
It was never going to be a real one. This has got a lovely backstory. If there's anyone that knows any previous owners,
please let us know.
Let us know
what the deal is.
It's done 108,000 miles. I'm the 8th owner, which in 40 years isn't that bad.
No, that's really good going.
So yeah, 108,000 miles, genuinely recorded with some history to back that up. So yeah, I'm over the moon, mate. I'm over the moon.
I would be too. You've spoke about it for years, and I think it's the natural progression to go for something a little bit different as well, because you've done the RS Turbo thing to the point where you did a full restoration on one of those cars. So it's only right that you go into something else that you've spoke about for so long. What we'll do for the last bit of video is start it up and listen to it, because I think it just sounds so good. So
we'll go for a little drive.
yeah, I think we'll do a full video of a drive. I think the full video of actually going out and enjoying this thing is the key. Love it.